In this video, I'll be showing you guys the best possible limited team for Season 4 Week 1 in NBA 2K23 My Team. As you guys can see on the screen, these are going to be the game requirements. Your lineup must be an 84 overall or lower. You may use up to one amethyst card and then no diamonds or higher, and obviously no free agent cards are allowed. So in my opinion, I'm really not the biggest fan of these limited requirements because you only get to use one amethyst card and then the rest probably have to be like, rubies, sapphires, and emeralds, which just really isn't that fun to use in January. I understand maybe at the start of the year, this would be really cool if those sapphire and emerald cards that were really good at the start of the year, but right now it's really not the most fun thing in my opinion. But to show you guys the best possible limited team, I'm just gonna make a new limited squad. I was kind of messing around and trying to build the best possible team. It is a little bit different and there's a bunch of different teams you guys can run. For me though, for your amethyst, I do think it's pretty obvious for the point guard you want to go with, or for the amethyst card you want to go with. For me, it's going to be the amethyst Kevin Porter Jr. He is going to be really nice to have at the point guard position to kind of run your limited offense. If you're only using sapphire and emerald and ruby cards, that means you're not going to have great cards to run, so you want to have your point guard to be your best possible card. I mean, I know some people are probably going to say amethyst Taco Fall, which I definitely think is not a terrible option as well, because Taco is basically just a free bucket every single time down the every time down the floor on the offensive end, because he's 7'6" and pretty much unstoppable. I think some other pretty good amethyst options at the small forward spot are guys like Jonathan Kuminga, Cameron Reddish, Poku, Karis LeVert. But the thing with those guys is a lot of them aren't great on the offensive end, or at least can't carry an offense. I mean, Poku is probably the second best amethyst card I would go with. But like I said, in my opinion, I do think the best amethyst in the game, at least to run for this limited, is going to be Kevin Porter Jr. Now for the rest of the team, you're obviously going to have to use a bunch of budget cards and some lower tier cards. So I mean, you want to look for maybe sapphires, or you maybe want to look for rubies as well. I think Wendell Carter Jr. could definitely be a good starting center. And then at the shooting guard spot, I'd probably recommend running that ruby Jaylen Brown and really taking advantage of the happy holiday cards. And then what I would personally do, guys, is I would not run a bench. For me, when I play limited, I don't really care about going into the third or fourth quarter. I'll just play the first couple quarters, and if my opponent doesn't quit, then I'll probably just end up backing out of the game. So what you guys can do to find the lowest gold cards is just pick a certain team, obviously put the card color to gold, right? Pick a team, for example, let's just go with the Grizzlies, scroll all the way to the bottom, and then you guys can see I'm getting 69 overalls, 68 overalls, and this is going to really lower the rating of the squad. And when your team can only be an 84 overall or lower, you want to really take advantage, because if you're just putting gold cards like 79 overall, that's really not going to help too much. So what you guys want to do, like I said, if this thing would actually, I'm not sure why it's showing me this type of stuff, but what you guys want to do, like I said, is put your card color to gold, right? Look for a certain team, for example the Bulls, and then scroll all the way to the bottom, and now I'm getting 70 overall. So that's what I do for your bench, just to help lower the overall for the team. And then for your ruby cards and your sapphires, you guys can kind of just look through all the sets. I'll go show you guys in a second. I'm just going to throw in some random cards here so I can show you guys what I'm talking about, of which cards you guys should be looking to use. So what you guys want to do is, for example, go into the season 4 cards and just look at some of these cards here. For example, I know there's an Emmanuel quickly. I do need to find him because I know he's a really good sapphire point guard as well. So if you guys end up going with like a Taco Fall or a Poku, and you want to have a really good sapphire point guard, he might be expensive, but this Emmanuel quickly card is really nice to run at the point guard spot. He's 6'3" and he's going to be a great offensive point guard. Yes, he can't dunk the ball, but he's gonna be able to knock down threes and be pretty fast as well. And you guys can kind of just skim through these and see what cards you maybe want to run. Maybe a Colin Sexton, he's 6'1", can obviously knock down the 3 ball, 85 driving dunk, right? So you want to look through for some rubies and some sapphires and emeralds, maybe even back to season 3, for example, right? Looking at some of these cards like Roko is a card I would definitely recommend running for only about 2000 MT. For this team, he probably would be our starting lineup. He is a really good sapphire card. And then a card I like from, I think, season 2 is this this Danielle Marshall card. I do think he's really nice at the power forward spot. So I think your limited team could look something like this, for example, right? Keep putting in some more of these gold cards and just trying to lower the overall as much as possible. And then maybe you can run some cards off the bench as well, for example, right? So if I put these last gold card in, now our team overall is only at 80. So now we have a decent starting lineup, and we can look to maybe add some better ruby cards on the bench, right? We can maybe get some backup ruby cards. I know there's some pretty good ones from season 3 as well. So what you guys can do once again is go over to your season 3 collection, right? And now we're looking for some good ruby cards and guys that we can use on the squad, right? So that's kind of how I would approach it, at least trying to go for, like, I mean, even these emerald cards, right? Like Kobe Bryant is not that bad. You can maybe slot him off the bench and be a pretty good backup shooting guard. Like, so that's what you guys want to do, is really take advantage of these season 3, season 4 tabs and looking for these really good sapphire, emerald cards as well. I'm sure a lot of you guys know like the hidden gems. So if you guys have any suggestions for players you would run, obviously Jordan Poole, you guys you could use as your point guard if you wanted to, but he's going to be really expensive, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. But let me know in the comment section down below, because I'm not too great, at knowing all of these like super budget cards like these emeralds and these sapphires. So maybe you guys have a better understanding and a better idea of like, who are some really good budget emeralds and sapphires. You guys can all help each other out in the comment section down below. Like I said, I mean, Kobe Bryant, James Worthy, these cards really aren't that bad. Scottie Pippen, you can definitely run them on your bench and have a pretty solid bench, right? For example, if I put Scottie Pippen, who has a decent jump shot, I picked the wrong player. But yeah, for example, if you use this Sapphire Scottie Pippen and you have Kobe off the bench as well, our team is still only an 82 overall. So maybe I can upgrade, one of these Sapphires to a Ruby. But honestly, I like Rocco and Daniel Marshall a lot. So I'd probably just keep them as my starting 3 and my starting power 4. But let me know in the comment section down below, what limited team are you guys going to be running for season 4, week 1? And let me know what you guys think about season 4 in general. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.